Everybody, and welcome to my mini project 3 presentation. This one is a team score counter using implicit intent, and the goal of this was to expand on my mini project 2, which you can see in my last video. And this one will now allow the user to share to a friend a message of the amount of points that the team has won by, or they could also call a friend. So as a continuation of the last video, we have here my XML. And this one is a basketball game against the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. And we can see the score counter here. When these get incremented, eventually you get brought to this next XML, which is the winner activity. For this project, I implemented this share button down here. And we can see it's made here, a new intent, and it's called right over here. The share button set on click listener, and it puts in the winning team and the winning score, and it starts the activity right there, which is now a new activity called share activity. And let's look at the XML for this one. So this is the share activity. Here we have a space where the user can input their phone number, and once that number is inputted, they can then call a friend, send a message, or find nearby basketball near them. So let's look inside of the activity here. So we have the onCreate method, which gets all the buttons and the edit texts, and it gets the intents, the values that were passed on from before. And here we have the onClick listeners, which use the share activity. Moving down, we have our first method, which is for calling the friend. So this call num, it gets the text and it calls the intent with an action call. This one is a little bit different since I had to go into the Android manifest and I had to give permissions for the user that allows them to actually make the phone call. If you don't have those in, then they would not be able to. Going back, we have the send message. And this is a if statement which checks the permissions inside of the manifest. And then finally we have the Google search, which takes in the URI, and basketball near me is what it looks for. And each of these start their own activities, which is the search intent, the message intent, and this does it implicitly. So it's not explicitly saying to do a certain method, but it's doing it implicitly. So yep, now we'll go into the code walkthrough. Hello. So this is the app walkthrough. Set the Nets score equal to 3, and the Bucks are going to win. So we see that they have won by 2 points. So now we're going to hit the share button down here, and we're going to enter in a phone number, 308 6006. And then just to show that we can rotate it, so that the number stays the same, let's send the message. And if we look here, we can see that the Bucks have indeed, they have won by 2 points. It's kind of hard to see. Rotate it back this way. Have won by 2 points. And let's call. So we see that this starts the call. Let's hang that up. And go back, and let's hit the nearby basketball button, which is going to take us to Google, and it's going to Google search basketball near me. Let's get that rotated. Basketball near me, and this shows all the parks that are nearby. When this wants to load up. Yep, so you can see they're 0.4 miles away, 0.3. And just to show that the life cycle supports rotation, let's go back and open up the app. Net score is 2, still 2, 3, and when we go back, 3 and 2. All right, Nets have won, share. And if we don't put in a number, we can send a message, and this picks up our contacts. And for call a friend, it pops up this message, call not sent, no valid number entered. So yep, this is the end of the share activity. Thank you again.